All right. What's up, YouTube? I am Missouri, and I'm checking out this video by Noctapus called Why Men Love Playing as Girls, which is kind of funny because I'm kind of similar doing the thing they're doing. And hell, my design, my VTuber design, similar to theirs, where I am like the animal on the anime girl. This is my dude Alma, and yeah, this is like so I feel like it was only appropriate that we make a video about this.
Hi.
Hi, Alma. So, we're going to be doing this shit. I should say shit. Anyway, we're going to check out what he's got to say.
As much as I've loved pretending to be an anime girl for the past 2 years, I think it's finally time that I did a face reveal.
Hey, yo.
3, 2, 1. Hey guys, it's me, Noctapus. It was always a matter of time before I got rid of that stupid VTuber avatar. I've always hated VTubers anyway.
Damn,
I feel that.
This is pretty good looking.
Alright, fine, this isn't actually me. This is Pinoy, my editor. But do you see how it made you feel? Betrayed? Shocked even? I felt that exact same way when I confessed my undying love for a cat girl in Final Fantasy XIV, only for it to be a 43-year-old dude living in Nebraska. But the question is, why do men play as female characters? As an avid girl chooser myself, I've wondered.
Okay. I will be super transparent about playing a girl in a video game. Not this one, like other video games. Like think of like I don't know, like Final Fantasy. Think of like Final Fantasy where I'm trying to say it. I prefer to play as the girl because I know I'm going to be looking at the character the whole time. So I'm like, would I rather look at a dude or would I rather look at a chick? And I would rather look at a chick. That is my honest way of thinking. Hell, my cousin said that I stuck with what my cousin said, and it was, I'd rather look at a girl's ass than a dude's ass. So yeah, that's my way of thinking.
This question for a long time. My main cover-up story was that girls have a smaller hitbox, and while that 100% is totally not
Yeah, we're bullshitting there.
Cope and very true, it's not the main reason. To get to the bottom of this, I created a community poll to ask you, my subscribers who were specifically guys, one simple question. Do you prefer to play as male or female? Over 2,000 of you answered. The results were not really that surprising considering my type of audience, but over 70% of you said that you picked girls. But
yep, I picked the... They're called a Stellaron, right? Or I don't know, I'll just call him Trailblazer. I picked the female Trailblazer.
Not only that, a ton of you wrote paragraph-long answers in the replies that I 100% always definitely read. Let's start with the most obvious answer of all. Men just like seeing sexy girls when they grind out thousands of hours of game.
Hey, my character. That's my character right there, dude. Straight up, that's our character right there.
I wish that was me!
And don't get me wrong, this isn't completely untrue. If Blizzard puts one of my favorite characters in a bikini, then it's my obligation as a player to give them $20 for it. For the most part, it would seem like guys just fit the overall stereotype of objectifying women, but then it falls apart for certain situations like...
I'm gonna be honest, like, what? Like, out of these two characters, honestly, I like King so much better. I'm gonna be honest. Like between these two, I feel like King is so much better than Aza Gwenna. To me, she's like this like bikini design. I don't know. It's kind of dull. I feel like if we're going to go like a sexy route with a character design, there's better ways you could go about it. This one's just like, it's bare.
Like, why would a guy pick a female character in an MMO where you start out in the ugliest clothing imaginable? Or why would someone commit to an entire playthrough just to play as a non-sexualized girl character? This isn't saying that aesthetics of things like character skins aren't important to players, but that being the only reason isn't telling the full story. So that would lead us to another possible answer. Girl characters just have way more clothing options. It's no secret that one of the core experiences in gaming is being able to make your character look as cool as possible. And based on the replies to the poll I mentioned earlier in the video, over 30% of you mentioned that you play girls because the clothing options just look better. This makes sense, considering—
That is so true. Like, unless it's like, let's think of like, I don't know, like, think of like a fantasy game, right? Where the dudes are like all out in armor. It's like really cool looking. But if you say something like, what? Final Fantasy 14? Some of the armor there is not that cool looking, but it looks really good on the girls. Like, it just looks way better, in my opinion. That and the hairstyles, like the hair situations, especially in like anime games. The hairstyles they got in like anime games are just like not always there. Like, they don't always hit as much. And yeah, just what you can do with the girls are just like much more better. Just feels like it.
that for a long time game companies were too scared to experiment with what kinds of skins belong to what character. Typically, male character outfits tend to be big and bulky, and female characters have historically been a bit more revealing and aesthetically pleasing. Lara Croft versus Nathan Drake, Cammy versus Ryu, and the most sexist case of all, Pac-Man versus Mrs. Pac-Man.
Oh my god.
If you think back to when some MMOs were first released, like Final Fantasy XIV, Blade and Soul, Black Desert Online, they all had or still have gender-locked clothing. This means that your options for outfits are split from the very moment you start playing. So unless I'm feeling like playing a big burly warrior, of course I'm going to pick something more aesthetically pleasing. To give game companies some credit where it's due, it's becoming more and more common now for characters to wear whatever they want. For example, in Final Fantasy XIV, they recently made it to where you can live out your dream of being a giant, manly orc in a bunny suit. But until that line keeps getting blurred, I'd like to quote someone from my comment section. If I'm going to be staring at an ass of a character for the next 100 hours, it should at least be one I like looking at.
Did I just say this? I said this shit a minute ago.
100 hours, it should at least...
Oh my gosh, the pause frame. Well, I paused it there intentionally, I'll be honest.
At least be one I like looking at. And while I wholeheartedly agree with this statement, there's something missing. A real nail in the coffin to put this debate to rest, you know? And I think I might have found it. A single name kept popping up while I was researching for answers. Proteus. And what do people named Proteus and girl avatars have in common? They're both usually old men, but Proteus wasn't any old man. He was a Greek god of the seas who could predict the future and transform into whatever he wanted. Okay, cool, but what does that have to do with anything? Hold on, let me explain. Let's look at a scientific phenomenon known as the Proteus effect. This is a name given to an occurrence when a person's behavior in a virtual world transforms due to the characteristics of their avatar. The behavior changes because the person has a pre-existing knowledge or expectation of how those players online act. This might be kind of complex, so let me give an example. A toxic League of Legends player who typically plays more aggressive hypercarries gets to play a support character. This player might subconsciously start embodying more stereotypical feminine traits, like being more cooperative or empathetic with their teammates, because that's how they associate that side of the player base in their brain. This doesn't usually mean gameplay, by the way, this is more of a social thing. But this effect is real and has scientific evidence through it through hundreds of research papers. Some of the students at Nottingham Trent University found that men often associate positive feelings towards women avatars, such as how attractive or aesthetically pleasing they are, making them more likely to choose female characters. Game companies already know this, which explains why you can always buy sexy outfits with microtransactions. It's not really that shocking when you think about it. I mean, what, you just expect them not to make money? Complain about it all you want, but people are...
Yep. I'll just say yes. I won't tell you how much, but yes.
Still buying it. But hold on, that's not the only reason. The Proteus effect also explains how men typically gravitate towards playing women in multiplayer games because they expect more positive social outcomes. If I play as a girl in this MMO, not only will I be more aesthetically pleasing, but players are way more willing to help me out and give me lots of gold. To back this point up...
Oh my gosh. I could see that happening. I mean, I've heard stories about it happening, but it's like, yeah, it's kind of like that's what you call. It's like it's almost like catfishing, right? You're kind of catfishing. You have the cute avatar, and people are just like more inclined to like be nicer to you, give you nice things, and then MMO especially, right? And if you're playing in what League of Legends, they may be more inclined to like help you out if you're playing the female character that they favor. I can see that.
I found another study from the University College of London who discovered that players who use women avatars with more detailed clothing not only have more social interactions, but more positive social experiences in general. Now, I know this is kind of shocking because the mere thought of having a girl on your team is enough for any average Valorant player to have a mental breakdown.
Because the only thing women are good for is cooking, cleaning, sucking, and
but overall, it seems like playing multiplayer games as a more feminine avatar can lead to a less lonely gaming experience in general. But at the end of the day, these kinds of things all play a part into a bigger overall narrative. Yeah, the Proteus effect can offer some answers, but it's not this magical solution to the question. Personally, I think when a person plays a game, they want to immerse themselves as much as possible. For some people, that's making their character look just like them in real life. And for others,
damn, dude, you've been getting them gains.
It's being something completely different. Tons of people use games as a form of escapism. I mean, if you're a big manly dude working a grueling 8-hour shift getting yelled at by customers all day, why would anyone blame you for coming home and role-playing as a cute cat girl? Or maybe for you it's a deeper and more complex reason, like personally identifying with the character or using it to express something you couldn't in your daily life. There are literally hundreds of reasons to answer this question. So the truth is, as unsatisfying as this might be, it's not actually something that can be directly solved. Thanks for watching. If you like this, leave a comment and tell me about what makes you like playing certain characters.
Alright.
Because the only thing women are good for is cooking, cleaning, sucking, and
Alright, cool video. Short and straight to the point. But yeah, I can see some points there where it's like, it's not just about looking at them aesthetically. It could be about like what he was describing, like the Proteus effect. That's what he's calling it, right? I could see that. But I'm like personally, I'm just like more how do I describe it. Like I said, I'm more gorilla brained. I'm pretty simple. I just like what I like looking at, you know? So I'm just going to pick something aesthetically pleasing. Rarely do I play a game where I want to be the buffed out dude. Because like think of it this way, it's like for me personally, it's like if I'm gonna be making a dude character, I'm gonna be self-inserting. And to me, that's fucking hard because it's hard to make myself look like the character in game. So like, yeah, it's just really hard for me to make myself look like the character in game. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to make somebody who looks pretty. You know, I like looking at pretty looking things. So yeah, I think I'm very gorilla minded in that sense. I mean, it's just like harder for like, as in like just to like make myself. So if I were to like play as a dude, what I would do is pick whatever generic face option they have, and then just wear like full armor set where their face is covered, wear a mask and all that. And that's just how I think. But yeah, that was a nice video. Give him a subscription. He is a cool dude. He inspired my VTuber design. And he's been killing it with these, not that these, or what he's doing in general with the whole, like, well, here's the thing. Like, if it weren't for this dude, I wouldn't be able to do what I am doing right now, which is talking on the shoulder right here and being able to have Alma speak separately.
Sup.
So yeah, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys had a good one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about it. And I'll be sure to link this in the comments as well. And link it in the description. And yeah, I'll be doing it. Gah!